Hello everybody, I am back with another thrift haul. This is the last thrift haul of that giant thrift haul I've been doing, where I am showing you guys the stuff that Joe and I got on a small little road trip that we took, where we sourced at thrift stores, vintage warehouses, like all kinds of places. So this is the last of it. All of it is mixed in. Let me know if you guys have watched every single thrift haul leading up until this point, because I think that'd be pretty cool to see, like, you know, everything here on the table. Have you watched the whole thing? Let me know. But I'm going to dive in and we are going to finish this up. All of this is a mix of high sell-through rate items. Some of it's bread and butter. Some of it is not high sell-through rate. It is like, I'll call it like mid-tier sell-through rate, like 50% to 100%, but has high ASP. And so I'm willing to sit on some of those items, and those are also included in part of today's video. My hair keeps wanting to wrap around my face because it's like cold in Ohio, and for some reason every time winter happens, the static gets crazy. So just ignore that. I'm not going to show you all of these, but while we were thrifting, I found a bunch of Ralph Lauren men's larger size shirts, which is just like really good bread and butter for us. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. I'll probably pass on them. I've got quite a few here. So I'll just throw those on the stack as we go because they're pretty much all the same thing. They're Ralph Lauren and they are larger sizes, various mix of things. They'll probably sell for 20 to 25 bucks, not much. All right, next up, this is, I gotta check authenticity on this, but I think this is Balmain, which I believe is a pretty high-end designer. And this one is a men's 3XL. So if this is real, I have no idea what comps are. I've sold some different designer stuff in that brand before, and it all went for a lot of money, but I'm not 100% sure on like an older style men's shirt like that. So I got to look into it, but designer brand, worth checking out. This is a really great men's item. I'm really picky on Lululemon these days, but men's stuff I still get just about everything in. And here's the logo here. I think these are the ABC pants, but I'll have to do a style search on them. They do look also like a larger size, and they're in a nice navy blue color. So that should help sell those very quickly. And if they are the ABC pants, or really any pants, men's at Lululemon, I'm pretty sure I can get like 50 to 60 bucks. Sometimes a little higher if it's a little bit more rare of a size. All right, this is a vintage shirt that I got. I'm not sure just how vintage this is. This is Hanes, made in USA. It is single stitch, but I'm not familiar with this Hanes tag. I want to say it's like 90s or Y2K. I'm not sure, but this was a little golf graphic. Now, I don't pick up everything vintage, especially not just like any vintage t-shirt. If I can't look it up, which oftentimes I can't, like, so things you can look up that are vintage are like, you know, if you come across a vintage Metallica shirt and it's dated 1994 and it has the album name or the tour name on the shirt, those kinds of things are really easy to look up because you can include all of that information. But then there's stuff like this where, like, there's just, you're probably not going to find this exact shirt. So looking up the brand Hanes probably isn't going to do you any good. But what you can look up is like vintage single stitch golf shirt, short sleeve, something like that. Graphic. If you had the dating, you can include it. I do not have the dating. So you just kind of have to look for stuff people are interested in, and it just comes with time. But I'm still learning myself, but I thought that this was a good vintage t-shirt graphic that a golf enthusiast would like, and I just thought it was really funny. And the fact that single stitch is really good, I'll put that in my title. And this one's really clean too. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it. Usually when you find vintage single stitch stuff, usually you have issues. This is actually dated 1982. This is an 80s shirt. That's really cool. All right, I really like that one. Maybe I'll price that higher because of that, because it is a little bit older, and 80s stuff is starting to like come back into demand. All right, this is a Ralph Lauren shirt. I typically don't get the smaller sizes in Ralph Lauren unless it's like kind of a substantial piece. Plus size stuff, however, does really well. Even though this is a tank top and it's a smaller size, it's like a glittery, metallic-y, lightweight knit. This is very trendy right now around the holidays, and I think this would also be perfect for New Year's Eve. So that's why I got this. It also says exclusive on it, and it is made out of silk. It's a silk blend, so thought enough factors going for that. I would list it probably only $30 to $35 on that one. And this is kind of along the same lines. I try to stick to larger sizes in Eileen Fisher as well, but same vibe with this one. This one's small. It is a longer length kind of tunic-y tank top, and it is a metallic-y glitter. I'm really cutting it close to New Year's Eve for people to be able to purchase stuff like this, but we'll get it listed and I think it'll sell well. All right, next up, this is also an Eileen Fisher smaller size, but it is dead stock Nuba tags, so vintage but Nuba tags. This retailed for $120. It is an open neck tank is what they call it. This is kind of square neck, which in my opinion is really trendy right now. I love square neck stuff and I see a lot of people wearing it. And that's something like, I guess I've never really thought about until recently, is to just like look around at what people are wearing. I think because people where I live aren't like super trendy, like it's very country setting and kind of hippie-ish, and like people just really don't care. But when I see the like younger crowds, like students or teenagers and things like that, I pay attention to what they're wearing because oftentimes they are way more on top of it than me. And you can kind of gauge like what vibe everybody is going for, what things they're grabbing after. And so you learn things like square knit or square necks, not square knit, square necks or metallic-y things, and stuff like that. Wide leg baggy pants, things of that nature. This is another one. It's just silk, a little bit of a different color. This one's brown, which some browns are very trendy right now, so I think that'll be good. This actually says it's purple, but it definitely looks, I guess it's like a purpley brown. I don't know what I'm going to list those ones for. I would guess 40 and up just because they're silk and they are Nuba tags. All right, this next one is not a brand that I normally get. However, this is cashmere. It is a little knit sweater tank and it is pink, which is a very trendy color right now also because of the Barbie movie. Barbie core is still going on. I don't know how long that's going to last. It's probably going to die down soon. But otherwise, it's still kind of like academia style. Lots of keywords I could use with that. I have not done a comp on that, but I'm guessing like 30 to 35 on that one. All right, this is another Eileen Fisher kind of basic tank top. Again, I try to stay away from smaller sizes in general, but I got really good deals on these, so that's why I got them. This is a longer length tunic also, so it does have a little bit more substantial stuff going for it. It has kind of like a tier to it as well. Probably only like 25 for that one because it's pretty plain. This is another Eileen Fisher. It seems to be a larger size, although I have to size it. It is a silk tunic tank. Very flowy, kind of like an interesting like light sea green, minty green. I would guess 35 to 40 on that. Dropping stuff here. This is another one of those black Eileen Fisher long length tunic tops. And I think this is the same thing. Yep. These are all pretty basic, so I'm not going to bore you with it. This one has a little cow neck to it. Like I said, probably only like 25 bucks on those. They're way more bread and butter when they are that low of a size, but they can be good to pick up. All right, this next one is a brand that retails for a ton, but does not have the best sell-through rate. But if it's paired with good materials, I sometimes get it. This is Max Mara. This is a silk top. It's also that like, it's kind of like a gold champagne color, which again is really trendy during this time of the year and the holidays. So that's the reason I got this one. Probably 35 on that. Another Eileen Fisher tank. This one is a silk blend, 20 to 25. This one's Eileen Fisher. This one's a little bit more embellished tank. Again, kind of like holiday event, New Year's Eve. This is a silver sequin. Really nice sheen to that. That one I don't know. I'll have to look at sequins, but it usually increases the value. So I'm gonna guess like 30 to 35. This is a Saks Fifth Avenue cashmere sweater. I don't normally get Saks Fifth Avenue, but cashmere. Oh no. It's so hard to tell, but when it's in the light, you can see it. There's a little hole in a spot where stuff is rubbed off. This might not be worth listing. Sometimes I'll still list cashmere with holes in it, but that one's not a brand that usually retails for a ton. So I think I'm just going to call that a loss, but if it didn't have that, probably 30 to 35. All right, this one, I don't know the brand. I just got it based on style. It's like a vintagey Neo Northeast Outfitters shacket, multicolor flannel, and it has the corduroy contrast collar, which was a main reason that I picked it up. So good men's shacket. This stuff is doing well. I've noticed the like multicolor is also performing well. This one needs a wash, so I'm going to set that aside. All right, this is a bunch of Polo Ralph Lauren, so we're just going to set that aside. Again, all larger sizes, like this one's an XXL. This one's a good colorway too. Those are all, again, like 25 bucks. But this one has elbow patches, so that might increase the value a little bit. All right, this next one is Vintage Woolrich. I used to pick up this brand all the time, used to be a huge BOLO, not so much anymore, but some of the vintage pieces or the heavier duty like outerwear can do well. This is a vintage extra, extra large, so good size. Kind of like, it's not moleskin, but it like gives me that vibe, or chamois cloth, whatever you call it. Vintage, kind of like shirt jacket. That should do well. Probably list that for 30 to 35. All right, next up, I found some really good higher end designer vintage pieces, which again, don't have a super, super duper high sell-through rate, but the ones that are selling can go for a lot. So I really tried to like keep in mind price point. I tried to factor stack and things like that, but I think they're gonna do really well, and I am willing to sit on them for a little bit. This one is Valentino. Come on. All right, so this is a vintage little blazer. The main reason I wanted to get this is because it was houndstooth print, which significantly increases the value of this. Very, very trendy too. I'm trying to look at the bottom. I think I might need to spot clean that. I can't tell if it's the light or if it's the jacket. I'll just set it over there. I got a ring light on it. It's really bright, but the houndstooth print is the main reason that I picked that one up. This is another, oh, this one you guys might want to see. Anytime you guys see like a really big spell out or a really big pony graphic on Ralph Lauren, first of all, you want to make sure it's real, but most of the time it is. And this can significantly increase the value. So I really like picking up very unique pieces in that brand. So I always keep my eye out for it. All right, here's another Woolrich. This is a vintage Woolrich. Again, this is kind of like a brushed cotton barn coat with a contrast collar. The style is really popular right now, and it is dead stock too. I think this is a men's. Dead stock vintage. This one should perform really well as like a barn coat jacket. Chore coat I'll also put on it. I don't know. I feel like with it being dead stock, it might do like really, really good. I'll probably price it close to like 50 and up. Here's another vintage Woolrich. This is a men's XXL. This one has some pilling, but I thought it was a really good color and very on trend. This one I'll probably price at like 35 to 40. Some more Ralph Lauren. I got a couple of Columbia PFG shirts. Columbia is really like downhill. There's only specific pieces you can get for resale purposes, but the PFG fishing shirts in larger sizes still perform well for me. So that's what this one is. It's a size 3X, and it has the little patch on the back. Probably still only like 25 bucks on that, but I thought it was worth the risk. This is more Ralph Lauren. I just don't want to show you guys a million, you know, old, like, not old, but a million Ralph Lauren pieces that all kind of look the same. Okay, this one is a J. Crew men's. This is one of their older labels. I got this because it was kind of rugby looking. It does need a wash, but rugby style shirts and polos seem to be very trendy right now. So it is a style that I think will increase the value of it. So that is the reason I got that. All right, this is a Hugo Boss larger size. This is factor stacking. Larger size men's linen shirt. Probably 30 to 35 on that. Bunch of Polo Ralph Lauren. I'm telling you, there was a lot. Like, somebody must have donated their whole collection. These, like I said, will all go for about 25. Some of them do have like certain names on them, so I'll probably research those if they have a specific style name. Otherwise, I'll probably all price them the same. This one's also like a really good colorway for this. It's also a Polo Ralph Lauren. No style, but it's a 3X big, so a really large size, and larger sizes in that brand, like I said, perform really well for me. This is a men's swimwear brand I think you would want to know about. It is a swim trunk brand. It's called Vilebrequin. Sold a couple of their pieces pretty recently. This is a size 3XL, so larger size. If I remember right, I was able to sell these for like 35 to 40 pre-owned. I might have to sit on these for like a month or two until swim season comes back around, but I feel like we just sold a pair of these like a few months ago, but pretty good swim trunks brand for sure. This is just St. John's Bay, but it is a men's larger size denim shirt, and men's denim shirts are very popular right now, especially if you find them in larger sizes. This is just some factor stacking. Not sure what I will price that one out, probably 30 to 35 just because it's a larger size. All of these that I keep throwing are Columbia, PFG, and larger sizes. All right, you guys, I think, oh, all but one. Everything else is men's larger size Polo Ralph Lauren. But I did get this. This is an Under Armour Cold Gear men's larger size 3XL flannel. This appears to be a very new style because I've never seen anything like this. It has the stitched logo on the back. I've been selling a couple of things like this in Under Armour, some of their newer like shackets and stuff like that, or flannels or different jackets. And especially in larger sizes, they're actually performing pretty well. I'm not going to say like you're going to get a ton of money for them, but like I think it would be reasonable, like 25 to like 35, sometimes 40 if it's like a vest or a jacket. Have been performing pretty well for me, so I've been on the hunt for that. I think that's a great colorway too, and the like buffalo plaid there. So that's the end of the haul. I feel like this one went much faster just because I had so much stuff that's all the same. But that's the end of the big giant one. Here's what we're left with. There's a little stack in there of the same stuff, but humongous piles of clothing that I now need to enter into the spreadsheet. Oh my gosh, it's not the end of it. I forgot. There are two of these ginormous bags underneath the table. All right, well, looks like I'll be doing 2 more thrift hauls. I'm so thankful for all of this amazing stuff, but oh my gosh, it's so much to process. So there'll be more. I'll see you guys in the next thrift haul. Bye.